اليوم سوينا لقاء مع واحد من أعظم الناس اللي كانوا موجودين في وسط التنس، مع كارلوس برنارديس. كان حكم من عام 1984 إلى عام 2024. حكم في حقبتين مرة مهمة في تاريخ التنس، حكم في حقبة أغاسي وسامبرس، وحكم في حقبة فيدرر، نادال، جوكوفيتش. اليوم احنا في استضفنا كارلوس، أخذنا منه أشياء مرة كثيرة. خليكم معنا في هذا اللقاء. Today we are in the presence of a man who didn't just witness tennis history, he conducted it from the high chair. Starting his journey in Sao Paulo back in 1984, our guest has spent 4 decades as the guardian of fairness and on the world's biggest stages. With thousands of matches under his belt, he saw the rise of legends like Sampras, Agassi, Federer, and Nadal. As he officially climbs down from the chair for the last time at the end of 2024, it is an honor to speak with the legendary gold badge umpire from Brazil, Mr. Carlos Bernardes. Welcome, Mr. Carlos.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation, and it's very nice to be here.
Carlos, first of all, this is your second time in Jeddah.
Yep.
I can see that you loved it.
Yes, I loved it. Since the first time when I came for the Next Gen, was the first time they play a Next Gen in Saudi Arabia, and I was one of the 4 chair umpires, and now I had the chance to come and visit again the city and the different places, and I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, great. Carlos, we have a little chat before, but I want to go back to you from the day you started officiating matches. You started in 1984 in Sao Paulo. Was tennis your first love? Was tennis your first sport, or it did come casually?
Well, in Brazil, the first sport to be always the football. But tennis, we had a group of friends that used to play together. And I really like it. I really enjoy it. I love the sports. Doesn't matter, basketball, football, beach tennis, paddle. But tennis was one that I started to play with my friends, and suddenly become a sport that I play. Then first job was a tennis teacher, and then probably the second job was a tennis referee. Yeah. But tennis was always part of my life.
Okay, so back in 1984, there was the Brazilian wasn't a tennis giant in tennis. There was
no, at that time. The way that I start, for example, was because they had the Federation Cup in Sao Paulo, and they need approximately 120 line umpires. It was a big event, and they announced in the newspaper, if you play tennis and if you want to see how is a professional tennis, we have this event in Clube Pinheiros. We need 120 line umpires, blah, blah, blah. And I told my boss, I said, well, wow, let's go. Why not? Must be something interesting. And that was the first contact with the professional tennis. After that, the tennis started to like kind of boom in Brazil. That was the reason even some tennis players reached some good rankings, even without traveling overseas. Only playing in Brazil because we had too many weeks. And that helps myself, because then I could travel too and work in different events in Brazil.
So at that days, have ATP noticed you guys or not yet? It was just the local federation.
No, they have the local federations at the beginning, and then because we need to pass in for different levels. I start as a line umpire, and then I need to do the course, the ITF course, to get my certification to become a chair umpire. And then I start to do some chairs in the small events, challengers at that time, futures. How was the other name that they used to have? They have some kind of circuits that between small events, like 3-4 weeks back to back. And after that, when we have some big events, we had a chance, opportunity to do during the qualifying some matches. And then was the time that they start to look in and find some new officials around.
Okay. After that, you become a chair umpire or a tennis referee. What was your first professional match you ever umpired?
I think my first tournament was in Campos do Jordão. It's a place near São Paulo by the mountains. Very nice place. And I think there was my first professional match as a chair umpire. But really, I don't remember which match it was. Because I'm not even thinking about those things until I retired.
Yeah.
But the thing that I remember, that was my first tournament, I think was Campos Jordão.
How was it, the feeling sitting on the chair and refereeing?
At that time, a little bit scary because it's something new.
Yeah.
It's different. Line umpire, you take care of one line and that's it. And the chair umpire, they have more responsibilities. Lines and officials, ball kids, players, and it's a little bit more. But at the beginning, it was a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Because it's a language, the official language for everybody is in English. And I was even at the beginning like this. But then with more matches, we have more confidence and you just start, you know?
Yeah. Okay. After that, you've shared the court with legends. Sampras, Agassi, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. How do you keep their respect for so many years until now? So there is a lot of stories with these legends.
Yeah, it's funny because, like I said to you, I never thought about any of this until I retired, and the people start asking me questions about it, and then I start to think and remember the beginning. It's like those from 29 number one in the world from the rankings since the beginning of the ranking. I work with 25 of them, and I think the confidence that this interaction that we had between the players and myself was just because I was always trying to be the most honest possible with them. If I could not make the call, I would not make the call. And I was not trying to say that that call was right or wrong. I will be honest with them. If I could not see it, I could not see it. If I was wrong, okay, I accept that I was wrong. I think this thing, even the players could understand that sometimes you cannot make all the calls correct, you know? It's like them. They cannot play all the time perfectly. And I think this helped me a lot to survive during those 40 years as a tennis official.
Okay, there is a big difference between the Sampras, Edberg, Agassi era and Federer and Nadal era. So what's the big difference between them?
I think those two parts of the tennis, they had many good players together. The level was very high. If you thinking about that, the time of Sampras, Agassi, they have a Chang, they have a Courier, Edberg is still playing the high level, Wilander, and then we're going for the Djokovic, Nadal, the Federer. Then you have Wawrinka, Del Potro. I think I was lucky to be in those two eras, and it's difficult to say which one was the best. For me, those three guys, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, they reigned on the tennis for many years, being there, exchanging number one, number two, number three. I think it was something that would be difficult to happen again.
Yeah.
They together, they won 60 something Grand Slams. I don't think any other three players will repeat that. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's very difficult to see that.
Yeah. You umpired the first Nadal and Federer match in 2004. Do you know that then that they would be the greatest in history?
Well, I had the umpire Nadal before. I did his...
And also, I'm sorry to interrupt. You umpired first Nadal match in 2002.
Yeah, when he won one match in Mallorca, was the first ATP.
First ATP match for Nadal.
Yeah,
you were the chair umpire.
Yeah, he beat Ramon Delgado, if I'm not wrong. But I already heard about him from the other officials.
Okay.
They said this kid played very well. Remember this name. And then this match, Nadal Federer just coming from win India Wells, and Nadal beat him in Miami, and it was unbelievable because you could see the energy that this kid is putting on court, and I could live all of them together for all those years, and it was very nice. I repeat that Federer Nadal matches many times. It was nice.
But the first match of Nadal and Federer in 2004, it was. Did you feel that this will be something in the future, or or it was just a regular match?
No, you could feel that. Yeah, you could feel that will be a long matches between them, and they will be around for a long time. Federer, because of his style, and that kid with the energy that he puts on court.
Yeah. In the big events and big moments during the matches, you always look very calm. Is that natural or something you learned over time?
I learned playing poker. No, no. It's I'm normally I'm calm. It's difficult to take me out of the ray over there. It's if I'm going out, it's a disaster because I can be very bad. But you learn how to control. It's nothing that I'm calm even inside. I'm just showing that I'm calm, but maybe inside I'm boiling and want to explode.
You give the poker face.
Yeah, you try to do the poker face because it's not easy, especially some situations that you need to explain something and have 10,000 people shouting and players shouting to you, and if you get nervous and you show that, it is even worse.
Yeah.
Then you learn because you pass it for that situation many times, and you know that okay, that one doesn't work. I need to use a different style because if not, it's gonna happen again and again.
Yeah. Okay. On the other hand, you have some well-documented tense moment on court with Rafa Nadal. Okay. Can you tell us more about that, and how would you describe your professional relationship with Nadal today?
I think we had some situations because of the time and the famous situation at the Masters when he used that famous phrase that I heard for the rest of my life. Every time the people ask the same thing when he says, "Estás me diciendo una barbaridad," because of one decision. But he always treated me very well. He always was very professional from his coach, his family. And when I had that problem in Australia, that I had a heart attack, he sent me a note, a voice message, asking me about it, how I was. And even in the comment, he says, it's Rafa. Like, it's me, not thinking that it was somebody else that saying something, no? Then when I went to Barcelona, when I come back to officiating after the heart attack, I did his match against Tsitsipas, if I'm not wrong, and they play almost 4 hours, and I needed to leave the court quickly because I need to go to the toilet, and he said some nice words and about it and things that showed how big is the person. No, he doesn't need to say anything about chair umpire, but he still remember, he's still saying something, and I respect him a lot because of that.
Okay, Rafa is a legend in and out of the court. But do you think that sometimes you feel when you step on the court with Rafa Nadal that Rafa has some feelings about you because of the history you guys have together?
I think for one stage we didn't work together for, I don't know, 6 months or maybe more, I don't remember. But then when I come back, was really here in the Middle East, was in Qatar, I did his first doubles match, and I think I did his matches, his doubles match or singles match during the week. And on court and off court, he respected normally. I think one of the good things from, at least from the players, a lot of things that happens on court stays on court. The discussions and the confusions that you have, the majority of them stays there. They don't take that as a personal. I don't take that as a personal, because then we don't survive on the on this level. With many players, we had some discussions on court, and then we go back to hotel. Who you see in the lobby or who you see in the elevator, the player, and then it's like the first is that climb like somebody gonna say something, and most of the time we talk and it's okay.
Yeah. So the professional relationship remains all the time, and if there is any tension, it's only in the court.
Yeah, it's only the court. If says something, I think we got to the point that we knew most of them, the majority of them, especially the top ones, that we had some chances to talk to them more openly, because we knew them from long time. They know you from long time, and this helps a lot. It's like you have the opportunity to show that, maybe today you have some problems, but tomorrow we're going to play again, we're going to work again together. And you see that was that situation, and that's it. I don't have nothing against you, don't have nothing against me, and you keep working.
Okay. You saw the game change from wood carbon racket and today racket. So what is the biggest difference between the players back then and today? The players.
Well, the players, they're much more fit than before. Okay. Because the matches are more physical, and the technology, the material, the balls, the court. This they had an improvement, and they touch a lot to the match. They make some changes to the match. The speed of the ball, the speed of the game today is amazing compared with 20 years ago. And I think the players need to adapt to that they need to be more training more physically, and then of course they need some help, and they need to travel with the physio, and then of course the pressure is bigger. They need to have some psychology together, and then you see that at the beginning of the tennis, the ones that they had the most, they had a coach. Today they have a coach, physio, the PR, they have many things.
They have a
team.
Yeah.
That 20, 30 years ago, it was not like that.
Okay, so the big difference between the wood era and the carbon era is the game changing of the physio.
The whole thing changed. The whole thing was not only the wood and the carbon of the different material of the rackets, but the whole situation like changing. Let's say the number of tournaments, they don't have too many. Okay, now they have courts, they're a little bit slower. They didn't play that many weeks a year. If you watch some tennis in the past, the players used to not sit down during the changeover. They stand up.
Yeah.
They don't have chairs over there. They just change the side and go into play. Now they stop because they have a TV, because they have too many things today that they didn't have in that time.
But give me one major thing that make this difference. Is it the speed of the court, or the rackets, or what is the major thing that make this difference?
I think it's like a group of things. You cannot say that only the material helps, because if you let's say you put a material, then the balls are faster. then the guy needs to be faster. It's like one thing push the other.
Yeah.
It's like you create situations to, okay, if I want to play in that speed, I need to be faster. Then I need to train in more, because the way that I'm training, I cannot hit the balls or cannot stay in the match for that long. I think one thing starts to help in the others. And then at the end, this group of things make the tennis change like it's changing now. And now it's changing faster than before. You see, let's say from Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, you have seen it in Alcaraz now. When you look at the speed of the ball, it's incredible. They hit the forehands at 150 kilometers. It's a forehand, it's not serve. And serves at 220. Even Alcaraz, that not that tall, serve big. All those things. It's not only because of the racket, it's because he was training for that. He was the way of training change. A lot of players started doing different things that players from 1985, 1986 not even thinking about. But now they need to do it if they want to stay in that level.
Okay. Now, the one of the main things that I would like to have the conversation with you is the electronic line calling. Do you miss the human side of the discussions on court, or do you prefer this era?
Well, in my specific case, we lost a little bit that interaction with the players, because before we need to explain, the ball was out, or the ball was good, or how did you see? Now we don't say anything because the machine calls all the ball. For one side, we lost this part. The players get the correct call. That means if you lose, you don't lose because of a bad call anymore. You lose because you lose. You play bad, or the other one play better than you. There is no more excuses for, if that umpire called that overrule or that. This doesn't exist anymore. And for one side, for them, for all of them, it's good to have this backup. But on the other hand, you need to survive with the idea that you do mistakes. When you have the opportunity to have the excuse, maybe you could survive a little bit. And now you know that
there's no excuse.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
You cannot look to your coach and blame him because you missed a forehand, because it's you hitting the ball, not your coach.
Yeah.
Taking the mistakes have two ways to see. You not lose the match because of a mistake. That is great. That's supposed to be like this. But on the other hand, take all the human being on court, take all these questions,
the human touch, the human
feeling, because you're gonna play like a video game.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 out, go. And it's funny because now they show on TV those balls that touch in the line like this much, and nobody says anything. If it be a normal match with the umpire, maybe the ball is in like this and they still complaining.
Yeah.
Because in their minds, that ball is out. And then they complain. Now they show like this, and then, okay, they trust. This, for one side, take the pressure out. But the other hand, put more pressure because it's you, the problem.
Yes.
Not you umpire, not you line umpire, not somebody else. And I don't know how many people can handle that. Because at the end of the day, it's you. And if it's good to sports, or to not only sports, that you take all the mistakes, I don't know why we're going to stop with that.
Yeah.
Because one day you can say, okay, for example, politicians, you guys choose different things. Okay, let's ask AI what is better for the country if they agree with you. And then we can go to that direction. I don't see why not. Because if you're correcting the mistakes, in one stage, you don't accept the mistakes anymore. And that is a problem.
Yeah.
Not only the tennis, not only on court. You can create a generation that don't accept mistakes. Because they know they go on court, nothing is wrong. Oh, the umpire called touch, VAR. Oh, wasn't touch. Okay, replay the point. You see the football. Now they have offsides. That is my little ring was ahead of the finger of the guy. If you're gonna tell me that this interfere with the but it's the rule.
Mm.
Are those things good?
And in your opinion, are these things good or no?
If you're going to watch on football today, when you see the goal, the first person that you look is the referee. Because you need to see if the referee is doing like this.
Yeah.
Because somebody's telling him, hey, wait a little bit because something happened on the other side of the field.
Okay.
And you say, then we stop to celebrate because I say, okay, maybe it wasn't goal. And you stop, and then the referee is in the middle of goal, and the time is running, and they talk, and the players come and talk with the ref. Then they said, come to the video, and the ref does like this. The guys who celebrate the goal now a little bit like this, and the guys, the other team, they're celebrating it maybe wasn't goal.
So you are saying it's not good?
It's not good. Or the thing become automatically, then is a machine running.
Mm.
Because like this is, in my point of view, is terrible. First of all, because in case of the football, at the end, the referee needs to decide sometimes. Some guy said, if you do like this with the arm, going up is a penalty. If you go down, it's not a penalty. And then you watch the next week, the guy does this and the referee give a penalty.
Yes.
I said, what? Because it's still the human factor. He is maybe thinking like in the past.
Yeah.
But now they have the procedures. How this is good?
Do you think this will build a bad referees in the future?
I will not say bad referees,
In the
but
future.
I will say they will lose a little bit the personality. Let's say we have an old generation of tennis, basketball, all the sports that work without and now with the technology. Those are the guys that they still sometimes make calls because they still working with that mentality that they need to have a decision at the end. Now we're gonna train the new ones with the new technology. And now I tell you, okay, I'm gonna evaluate you. New technology. I'll give you an example of that one football match, not the only tennis. The referee gave a penalty, second yellow card, red card, and the player was like, I didn't touch the guy. I didn't know. Please go to the VAR. What's happened? Please come to the VAR. He went to the VAR. He looked at the play. The guy didn't touch the other one. He needs to go back, say no penalty, no yellow card, no red card. The match goes on. The other side, the guy goes to the area, falls on the ground. The ref goes there, give the yellow card for simulation. Second yellow card, give the red card for the guy. They call him on the VAR again. The guy goes there, look at the VAR and said, that was a penalty. Cancel the yellow card, cancel the red card. And it's a penalty. And there's a yellow card for the other guy. Look.
How the difference in decisions.
And how you going to evaluate this referee? He did two mistakes. He did many mistakes in two situations.
So you're saying...
yeah, no, wait.
Okay.
Now you have a guy who is starting to learn how to become a referee, going to the school. Now you have a VAR, now you have this, you have a watch that if the ball crosses, blah, blah. In his mind, why am I going to give a penalty if when they finish the play, they're going to call me to look at the VAR and then I can see if it was a penalty or not? Because over there they have official. Or you could say, oh no, but the referees, they need to have a personality. Yeah, but you are humans, we are not machines. They're going to think twice to why step in, because if I do wrong, I need to go back behind and prove that I'm wrong. I could wait a little bit. I could see how was the situation, because in the past, he gave this penalty or the red card. Nobody said anything. Would be, oh, he did a mistake. Wasn't. The press will say something. But in the match, you didn't have a chance to see 25 times the situation. Maybe at home, the people, but in the stadium, nobody realized that until go back home and see the highlights.
Yeah.
Now you created for the, I hope not, but you can create for the new generation these things. Why I'm going to step in if I have a machine?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. But this will make bad referees in the future.
It cannot be bad, because if you start to improve the technology, who says that this penalty will be automatically in his ears say was a penalty immediately because they have the cameras and they can check? Because over there is one referee.
But at the end, it's a referee decision.
Until now.
So this will make the referee, just let me clear this point.
Until now.
But let's say in the future also, there will be a referee and he will be the responsible person for making a decision. So this will make a bad referee out of this technology, right? Because if you are not under pressure of making the decision, you are putting all your decisions on the technology, this will give you or make you do bad decisions because you are not doing decisions all the time. You are looking at the VAR or at the...
Could be, is one of the things that can happen, because the formation from them, what they go into the school, it's difficult to say, okay, you still need to have your opinion. But then, like I said, imagine if you do this 3 times in 10 matches. 3 times they call you and need to change your decision. Call you and need to change your decision. If you don't call, you'll be less problems than if you call.
Yeah.
Because let's say you make that call, the penalty, like I said, with the hand, and then you go there and you give a penalty that week because the guy did like this. They call you to see the VAR and you decide that was a penalty, not the guys over there. Next week, the same situation, but the guy is moving the arm in a different direction and you don't give the penalty. And it's still your decision, but because he will learn by the people who is evaluating him or the TV, and they said, why in 2 matches the guy has 2 different decisions with the system?
So this is making bad decisions for because
in each way, with and without the machine.
Yes,
that is the point, because at the end we are correcting the situations, not because the referee make a good call. It's just because you have a machine to prove that the call was correct or not. It's the other way around. Because you give a penalty when they said, go and look at the VAR. If the VAR doesn't call them, they don't go. The penalty stays because they agree with the situation. But over there, if somebody said maybe it wasn't, maybe not, this, and 99% of the people who's watching is he's going to change the opinion. And then when he's going there, he has the pressure of, why they call me here?
Yeah.
Why? Because if I'm going there now and said, no, it was a penalty, it looks like why they have the VAR.
Yes.
Because they didn't change the situation. You can see.
Yeah, I can see
the controversy that you can create with tennis, because the calls are automatically, doesn't have that. But like in different sports, like the football, this can happen, and it happen a lot. And the people instead of talking about the match, is talking about the officiating, about the refereeing, because they are confused. Just to be short, we had a situation in the match, I think was Inter and Juventus, that the player fake fault, and the other guy got the second yellow card.
Okay.
But because of the second yellow card is not a red card, the referee could not go to the VAR to see if it was a fake or was a fault.
Okay.
Everybody home saw that the guy faked the fault. And they know that if the referee had the opportunity to go to the VAR, he will get the second yellow card, will be out. And now you have the system. And why you don't use it?
Yeah.
You're still creating a mistake in the match that changes. The guys were playing with one guy less for good part of the match. And now they are changing the rule. It's like, but it's still the decision of the referee. He decides. He gave the yellow card. But now the procedure says we cannot call him by the mistake. Everybody saw the mistake.
Same happened in Senegal and Morocco final.
That was
that was a foul, but he called it before the goal, so he cannot go back to the VAR because he called it already. But if he go back, he will see that it's not a foul.
It's not a foul.
Yeah.
Those things when happens, or when they create the procedures, they say, okay, this it happened, this we do this. They don't thinking about every single situation. And then what's happened? They will have one mistake in one big match, and you have the system that everybody saw in the world, and you're still doing a mistake. What is the worst? When you have only the referee?
Or when you have the system,
or you have a
system and you do mistakes.
And then what they said, okay, we're going to put one more thing less controlling for the referee. It's a tough, because we are going to that direction to trying to get everything right. In this
matter, do you think in the future there will be a sports without referee? Or in tennis, especially in tennis? Do you think that we will witness something that will be without referee?
Could be. We never can underestimate how the technology is working. I have a friend in Italy that he's working with volleyball, and he said that they start to testing a machine with AI or whatever. When you have a fault, they can check how strong was this push. If that kind of push could make the person roll like they do sometimes. Because this is another thing. How many times you see on TV the guy make a contact touching the guy here, and the guy puts a hand in the face? If the referee can have this, a lot of guys will get a yellow card for simulating the situation. They will stop. Because they know that the referee can be called and say, well, listen, this was unfault. The guy didn't touch. But then again, they're going to take more and more things from the referee. You just wait for a situation that would be a good match a tough match, a final or something, and this happened, and they're gonna change the rule because that is the way that it happened.
Okay.
Because then the people start to criticize. We have the system. Why you don't use it?
Yes. Okay, let's go back to the final walk we have in this conversation. It's a nice conversation. You have officiated the thousands of matches. You have. Do you remember the most difficult match you have officiated?
Not difficult. Oof. Probably have many because they have. You can put in different perspective, like difficult because it's very important, or is something. Let's say, the final of a Grand Slam is something that all the referees they want to do once in life, and it's something that when you get that, it's difficult because you're kind of a little bit nervous.
Let's say difficult as in all aspects. The match, the players, you, the time. What match you can recall?
Oh,
have this
between
aspect?
8,000 it's a little bit tough to choose one. No, they have some different matches that you make overall maybe the player didn't like it and then the crowd didn't like it, and it's really difficult to choose one match that I think was the most difficult that I was involved. I was not a chair in that time, but was one Davis Cup in Chile when Chile and Argentina play a tie, and I was on Davis Cup at that time. The chair umpire stays behind the umpire's chair to help one of the chair umpires to help with the balls and go there, see everything is fine. And Chile, Argentina, that time they have Marcelo Rios, Chile, number 1 in the world. But Argentina beat Chile for the World Cup, to qualify for the World Cup. But Argentina beat Chile badly.
Which year?
2000, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
And we are in Santiago, and they choose indoors because Rios was playing well in hard court, and they pick one stadium that was not ready. Ready means they still have they not seats, permanent seats. They have chairs, normal chairs. They have some stones around. They have some trash around, something. And during the match, the second match, I did the first one, and during the second match, they had a big argument between warnings and points, partisan crowd, and player trying to catch something that the crowd threw on court, and they started throwing stones, fruits from everywhere in the court. And at the end, I told the chair umpire to stay near the chair because we were a little bit far from the crowd. When we went to the locker room, they have police guards with this bloody in the head. The father of one of the players, the father of Zabaleta, had a head cutted. Everybody wet because they threw water. But the people are throwing chairs like this because you need to go through the corridor to go outside. It's like a basketball gymnasium like that. And I think this for me was the most difficult match ever because could be something really bad. Luckily, it was this basketball stadium, and we are a little bit far from the crowd.
Okay.
But it was really, really scary. They abandoned the Davis Cup in that time. The Argentines didn't want to come back and play even with the empty stadium. But it was something that happens once in my life, and I could not believe how far could be something not that difficult to handle, but become crazy.
Yeah.
Because they create the wrong atmosphere for the match. They put the football atmosphere in the tennis match, but it was crazy. That was for me the most difficult.
Okay. In another aspect, we've talked about the future of chair umpires. If there will be a chair umpires in the future, and there will be, what is your advice for them?
Well, they still need to go with the passion of the game. The game changed a lot. For us as a chair, changed a lot too, because we lose this contact between players and officials. It will be something a little bit cold because we don't talk. If nothing happens, it's just a coin toss and thank you very much, and that's it. That before was a little bit interaction. You knew more the players, and I think this could be more automatic, and they need to decide if they want to go to that direction, if they want to enter in this world. We have some situations now that a lot of line umpires that they cannot work anymore because they don't have too many of all the 250s, 500 and thousands, and some 3 of the 4 Grand Slams. They don't have line umpires anymore, even Davis Cup. That means you as a line umpire that wants to become a professional official and they wants to do the best tournament, you cannot do it anymore because they don't have it. This was one of the opportunities for us to become a chair umpire later on, because you're looking the guys in the chair and you're learning. Now we don't have a line umpires. Those guys, they're not looking to anybody else. They're going to start from nothing to chair umpires.
Yeah.
You're still missing some part of this learning process, no? We lost a lot people that they just decide to not do it. I don't know how will be the opportunity to all now, because as I told you, you start to traveling around, and that was the way to be seen for different people. Now you need to be very good in your region to have a chance to somebody else to invite you to go out.
Yeah.
Because you used to go as a line umpire and then do 2-3 matches on the qualies, and then they see you, okay, next year you come back to this place. Now we cannot go because they don't need it.
Yeah.
Instead of 300 line umpires, you need only chairs. Then is something that is changing. It's difficult. If you like, it's not the same job. You need to have different things like the way that we speak, the way that we make announcements, and something different than officiating, the re-officiating that was in the past.
Okay. If there is a rule in tennis you would like to change, what would it be?
I would take the lat down. I think they can play like a volleyball, hit the net and goes down. Bad luck.
Let, you mean in the serve?
In the serve.
Yeah.
Take a lat down. I would play maximum 2 deuces and then deciding point, even in singles. Trying to make the match a little bit faster in terms of length of the match, not have that long matches. I don't know. I think the new generation, I don't know if they have the patience to stay 4 hours, 5 hours in front of TV or in the place. They're always on the mobile phone.
Yeah.
I don't think they will have a patience to watch matches. We, the old generation, we love it. We stay there and sit the whole morning watching. I don't know if they do it. And as a business, we need to find something to change to make it more attractive for people.
So, last question, Carlos. What is next for Carlos Bernardes? Will you stay in the tennis world, or you will enjoy your quiet life?
No, I'm trying to enjoy my quiet life, but I'm still doing a lot of things with tennis. Like I went to the TV in Italy with a couple programs. I had some workshops in the different clubs over there too. I came here. It's nice. I was the tournament director the other 3 weeks ago. Maybe I'm going to be another tournament in a few weeks. But what I really want to enjoy, I stay more at home. That I miss it. For 40 years, I live in hotels, airplanes, and change bags in and out. And I want to have my my time a little bit, enjoy family, enjoy friends, go and do normal things like I love it. Shopping, housekeeper. I'm doing all this stuff at home, iron, watching football. For me, it's like a paradise because I have that for 2/3 of my life.
Carlos, thank you so much. You
Thank you
didn't
very
just
much.
umpire matches, you witnessed and lived history. Thank you for visiting Saudi. Thank you for visiting Jeddah. Thank you for letting us have the honor to have you here in our podcast. Hope we can see each other again. And thank you. That's all.
No, thank you very much, you guys, for invitation. And I really like here. I really like the way that the people treat me here, but I can see that they treat everybody in the same way, and this is great. And I hope to come back and see you around.
Inshallah. Thank you,
Inshallah.
Carlos. Thank you.